Hey everyone, Bancroft here with another deck profile. Today guys, I will be bringing you what I am considering the critical announcer. Now, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I revealed my what I call the Tri-County announcer deck. I think it was a great deck, and I mentioned that deck that in that video that I had a crit version of that deck. And today I'm showing you guys that. I will say from the beginning, the maximum energy cost for this deck is 3 energy. So there's a lot of 1, 2s, and 3s cost in this deck. It's a pretty quick way to play it compared to the other version of my announcer, where the other one's meant to kind of just slow roll my opponent till I get 6 energy and hopefully drop that secret rare on them. Or just slow roll them enough till I get Vegeta and Goku on the field. But this is completely different. It's meant to hit my opponent fast and hard and continuing pushing before they can get out anything important. So let's go over the deck, guys. It starts with the announcer, referee. And of course, I have right here shown his active state. But let's go off and begin with his normal state. Like before mentioned, you can use any color as long as it's World Martial Arts tournament. That's all that matters. And that only goes to battle cards. So I can use any energy, any side deck, any extra card that I want to use. Unfortunately, with those ones, because they're not specifically World Tournament, I have to go by their specific costs. He does have a once per turn, that when I drop a World Tournament battle card, I get to draw 1 card. So it's kind of nice to have. It's nice for that longer game, but I wanted to get him to his active state so he's stronger and keep on pushing harder. He does have the Awaken, where when my life gets to 4 low, I get to switch 2 of my energies into active position. And once that occurs, it goes into his Awakened form, where he still retains the same free color World Tournament cards, so no guaranteed cost on anything. But he does have the auto when he attacks now, I get to draw a card. So, kind of want to do that on the same turn that you place before you awaken him. Play a card, get a draw, awaken him, then attack, get 2 cards in 1 turn. Enough said. But he does have a once per... It's actively made, but it's a once per turn game ability, where he gets to choose 2 of your battle cards and gets an additional 5,000 plus. But once you do that, like I said, it's once per game. That ability is gone. It's negated. Negates it is how the card states it. But it's okay, because we still play with 3 of the World Tournament Arena cards, which does the exact same thing. I put this card out in the field. It's a field card. I tap it to give 2 of my battle cards plus 5,000 to their power. And then I can attack from there. And I can do that every turn I want to. So the referee's Awakened state is only if I want to add another 5,000 to those same cards. I still play both of the announcer cards in this deck, guys. Where the first one is the Ever Curious. Boom. And I also play the Play-by-Play. The Ever Curious allows me just a quick draw. I draw the top 7 of my cards from my deck, and I can pull any World Tournament to my hand. And the Announcer Play-by-Play is a negate card, and he comes to the field with 1,000 power, so it's just a nice little put out there, negate it, and then uses a blocker as a combo later down the road. But he does have a secondary ability. If I play him to the field on my turn instead of negating the attack, as long as I have 2 other World Tournament cards on my battle cards on my field, I get to draw 2 cards. So it's another one of those cards where I play it, draw a card for the leader, draw 2 cards for him, flip my leader, attack my leader, get 4 cards in 1 turn. Enough said, guys. Just hope another quick way of getting your hand the way you need it. And since I mentioned the negate cards, just want to point out we are still doing the Videl card. The Heroic Duo Videl. She's like a Roshi. You just use her for a quick negate and then you combo with her later on the road. And that's about it with her. Yep. Just a nice little red card I put in there. Nothing more. I do play this deck with 4 of the Trading Blows Son Goku. This is really one of those quick first turn cards you want, because once I play him, my opponent has to immediately discard a card. Because as long as they have 5 or more cards in their hand, and I play this card in the field with a World Tournament leader, they have to discard 1 card. So it's just a nice way to keep their hand in check to a degree. So far I've shown you plenty of cards, guys, and you guys are just going, where are these crits? You mentioned crits, I don't see any. And the next one's the same way. I play 3 of the Toughening Up Chaozus. This is a fun card. It's a nice little blocker, but his ability is once per turn. When I play the Toughen Up Krillin, I get to draw 1 card for this card, and this card gains 14,000 points. So fun thing about this thing, if I had all 3 of these cards on the field, and I played just 1 of the Toughen Up Krillins, I would draw 3 cards, 1 for each of them. And Krillin has crit when the Chaozu's on the field, so I do play 3 of those as well. And I know you guys love art. I love art. Let's just show these cards together real quick. Kaboom. But yeah, so as long as Chaozu's on the field, Krillin has crit. And that's where it all begins. Yes, that is a 3 energy combo to pull both those out. But you want to get probably Chaozu out by turn 1, if you can, or even turn 2. But by turn 3, you bring out Krillin, you still have another energy to play another card. It works out that way, trust me guys. This deck was really fun when I tested it out earlier. I've heard people say on the internet before, people who play all 4 of the variants of the super combos, it's kind of a tool. But I think it's fun. Why not have 1 of each color if you could do that? It just makes it unique. But each of their arts right there, they all do the same thing. As long as my life is 5 or lower, they get to add 10,000 to their combo. And that's it. And I do play one of each of those because you only have 4 super combos in a deck. The next 2 cards, guys. I don't know why I just took over that name real quick, guys. It's Ginormous Strength Garen. He's a fun one. He has crit. He is my 3 cost. But his auto ability is that when I play this card, I get to choose one of my opponent's battle cards as long as its cost is 4 or less. Put that card into rest mode, and then it doesn't come out of rest mode until on my opponent's next turn. So he has to wait 2 turns before you get that card back. During that 2-turn period, if I want to, I can attack it, or I just ignore it because he can't do anything with it. But I play with 2 of those. I may end up adding another one later down the road if it requires it. But so far right now, 2 has been just fine for it. I do have 3 of the. I always miss out what it was. It's Pew Pew. Yeah, Pew Pew Magician's Lackey. So he's just a 2 cost. What was it? Pew Pew. I can't say that for some reason, guys. But he is a 2 cost with 15,000, which isn't bad. With crit. Let's just sign up real quick because I also played the exact same type of card with the Piccolo. The speed attack Piccolo does the exact same thing. He's a 2 cost with 15,000 attack power with crit. So they're nice little quick brings out, especially say if it's like turn 4. I can drop both those out in the field at the same time. Attack my opponent twice. Either he's using cards to combo with. Doesn't matter. This deck's a very cheap deck to bring out a lot of cards. Unless they have something to just completely wipe my field. I should be fine. Should be being a key word. Now I do also play the Hone Moves Yamcha, which is a 3 cost 15,000 with crit. But he does have the ability to remove cards from my opponent's hand as long as I pay the cost. The cost is, of course, taking 1 of my life, but it adds to my hand, so he is kind of like one of those cards that helps you awaken later on the road. But the ability to naturally have crit is nice, but the idea that I could hurt my opponent's hand is even better. Now, to make these crits even better, guys, I do play Hidden Power, East Supreme Kai. He's pretty much like your Champa, if I'm correct, where he gives a card double strike and he has 15,000 himself. I wanted to play him on the field, but I rather just combo with him, give my card a 10,000 boost and double strike. So if they decide not to negate my attack with my crits, I will then just keep on pushing through. Now to end this deck off, guys, I originally had the Goten and Trunks martial arts cards that go together. The problem with those 2 cards is that they both cost 3 to bring out. It's kind of hard to bring them both out at the same time. I know one of them has barrier, but still, it's kind of like 1 turn, here's a 3 cost. Okay, next turn, boom, now I get the effect. So instead I switched it out a little bit. I went with the Test of Strength Goku, who is, man, that holographic is not working out. Wow. But you guys seen the card. We've gone over before. What he does is that he allows me to bring out Oob to the field if I... No, sorry. His ability. The holographic's not helping me at all. Yeah, you may choose one test of strength Oob from your hand and play it to the field. So when you do that, both cards get 5,000. So he comes with 20,000, just like that, and Oob comes out for free. Now, Oob, on the other hand, does have crit, which goes with the theme of the deck. But his other ability allows me to, if correct, remove 2 of my opponent's battle cards as long as they have 20,000 or less power. So it's a great way just for that final, hopefully turn 3 push, where I bring out Goku, bring out the Oob, remove 2 of their battle cards, swing of both of them, because Goku has double strike. So that's 1, 2, then 3 life, and then anything else that's on the field I could hopefully hit my opponent with. They may awaken by that time, but hopefully it's too late. That's the idea of this deck. This deck is speed and speed alone. I think I've played it once so far. It worked out great. I think Fluff hated it. Hopefully when I go up against Jeff's new deck, he'll hate it just as much. But until then, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us know if you have any changes you want to see us do, or even fun decks you want us to make. I think we've gotten to the point where we're making a lot of decks. We've done at least 2 every week so far. We're going to keep on trying to push that. If we can't for some reason, we'll start doing more and more actual battles for you guys. But yeah, put in the comments what you guys want us to see what we can do.
We do have another one ready for next time, Go Tinks.
We'll have a Go Tinks deck next week. Nice. But guys, until then, like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Share. I mean, we need the feedback as much as possible. And George Clinton, if you're listening or even watching, we love you having the show. Thanks, guys.